Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." It's been more than 120 years since he said this, but it's just as true now as it was then. I'd go as far as saying that our modern society is literally fueled by comparison. Pretty much all of social media is about comparing your life with the lives of people around you, most of the time, people you barely even know. And these toxic platforms generate billions of dollars in revenue per month. But there is hope. With so many companies selling similar products, it's possible to enjoy the comforts in life without breaking the bank. In this video, I want to go over 30 things you waste your money on and where to spend that money instead. The last one is a huge money waster, so make sure you stick around until then. Let's start with number 30, buying coffee from a coffee shop every single day. Let's ease into this one because I know it's going to sting a little. That daily stop at the coffee shop on your way to work. The oat milk latte with your name spelled wrong on the cup. It feels like a small, harmless treat, and on any single day, it kind of is. But here's the thing nobody likes to do, the math. $5, $6, sometimes $7 a day, 5 days a week, every week of the year. Suddenly, that little harmless treat is quietly costing you well over $1,000 annually for coffee. Now, I'm not telling you to give up caffeine and turn into a monster. Trust me, nobody wants to be around that. But a decent coffee maker or a simple French press costs about the same as 2 weeks of cafe runs. And after that, the coffee is basically free. You can buy the fancy beans, froth your own milk, and still come out hundreds of dollars ahead every single year. Treat yourself to the cafe on a Saturday morning if you like. But making it a daily ritual is just donating money to a company that already has plenty of it. Brew it at home and pocket the difference. Number 29, bottled water. This one drives me a little crazy if I'm being honest. We live in a part of the world where clean drinking water comes right out of the tap, basically for free, and yet somehow bottled water is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Think about that for a second. Companies are taking something you already pay for through your water bill, putting it in a plastic bottle, slapping a picture of a mountain on the label, and selling it back to you for 1,000 times the price. And we keep buying it. A case of bottled water here, a single bottle from the gas station there, it adds up faster than you'd ever think. Do yourself and the planet a favor and grab a simple water filter and a reusable bottle. A decent filter pitcher costs a few dollars and lasts for months, and a good reusable bottle will last you years. The water tastes great, you stop drowning in plastic, and your wallet stops leaking. It's honestly one of the easiest swaps on this entire list. Number 28, always buying the name brand at the grocery store. Walk down any grocery aisle and you'll see the same products sitting side by side at two completely different prices. The colorful name brand right at eye level and the plain store brand tucked just below it for noticeably less. Here's a little secret the big brands don't want you to know. In a lot of cases, the generic and the name brand are made in the exact same factory, sometimes on the exact same production line. You're often paying extra purely for the fancy packaging and the millions they spend on advertising. Things like sugar, flour, salt, baking soda, spices, cleaning supplies, the basics, are practically identical no matter whose logo is on the box. Next time you shop, try swapping just a handful of items for the store brand version. Most of the time, you genuinely won't be able to tell the difference. Do this across your whole cart, week after week, and the savings really start to stack up. Don't pay extra for a logo when the stuff inside the box is the same. Number 27, extended warranties and protection plans. You know that moment at the checkout counter or that little pop-up at the end of an online order asking if you'd like to add the extended protection plan for just a little bit extra? It's specifically designed to make you feel irresponsible if you say no. But here's the reality. These plans are a massive profit machine for retailers, and they know it. They push them because most people never use them. And even when something does break, the plan is often loaded with fine print that makes it a headache to actually claim. The warranty that comes free with the product usually covers you for the exact period when something is most likely to fail anyway. So instead of handing over money for every protection plan on every toaster, blender, and pair of headphones you buy, do this. Take that money and put it into a savings account. That becomes your own personal warranty fund. If something breaks down the road, you pay for the repair out of that. And if nothing breaks, which is most of the time, you simply keep all the money. You're basically becoming your own insurance company. And remember, the house always wins. Number 26, bank fees, overdraft charges, and out-of-network ATM fees. This one makes me genuinely a little angry because it's the bank charging you money simply for the privilege of holding your money. Monthly maintenance fees, overdraft charges, fees for using an ATM that just happens to have the wrong logo on it. $3, $4, maybe $5 at a time. It sounds tiny, but these little charges quietly bleed people for hundreds of dollars a year, and most folks don't even notice. Pull up your last few bank statements and actually look. You might be shocked at what you're paying just to exist as a customer. The good news is you have options. Plenty of online banks and credit unions offer accounts with zero monthly fees, no minimum balance requirements, and huge networks of free ATMs. Switching takes an afternoon, maybe less. Why on earth would you pay a company to babysit your paycheck when so many of them will do it for free? Keep that money in your own pocket where it belongs. Number 25, carrying a balance on your credit card. Okay, this one is a little less about something you buy and a little more about how you pay for it, but trust me, it belongs on this list because it might just be the most expensive habit here. Credit cards are not the enemy. They can actually be incredibly useful tools when you treat them right. The real enemy is carrying a balance and paying interest on it. Credit card interest rates are brutally high, and when you only pay the minimum each month, you can end up paying for that dinner, that gadget, that vacation 2 or 3 times over by the time the debt is finally gone. The bank is quietly making a fortune off your patience. If you're carrying a balance right now, paying it down should honestly be near the top of your financial priorities because every dollar of interest you stop paying is basically a guaranteed return you can't get anywhere else. And going forward, try to treat your credit card like a debit card. Only charge what you can pay off in full each month. Get all the rewards and all the convenience, and give the bank none of the interest. That's how you make the card work for you instead of the other way around. By the way, if these are landing for you and you'd like me to keep making videos that help you keep more of your hard-earned money, do me a quick favor and smash that like button. It genuinely helps the channel more than you'd think. All right, back to it. Number 24, lottery tickets and scratch-offs. Look, I get the appeal, I really do. For a couple of bucks, you get to spend the afternoon daydreaming about quitting your job and buying an island somewhere. But let's be honest with each other for a second. The lottery has been called a tax on people who are bad at math, and as harsh as that sounds, the odds really are astronomically against you. You are vastly more likely to get struck by lightning than to ever hit that jackpot. Buying the occasional ticket for fun is one thing, but if you're grabbing scratch-offs every single time you fill up your gas tank, that's a steady stream of money disappearing with almost nothing to show for it. Here's a fun little thought experiment. Take whatever you'd normally spend on lottery tickets in a month and put it into a low-cost index fund instead. You can sign up for an online trading platform using the link below and start investing your leftover money instead of burning it on lottery tickets. It's not as exciting in the moment, I'll admit that. But over the years, that boring little habit is far more likely to actually build you real wealth than chasing a one in a few hundred million dream. Bet on yourself, the odds there are a whole lot better. Number 23. Paying for premium gas your car doesn't even need. There's a silly myth out there that premium fuel is somehow better for every car, like you're treating your engine to a nice little spa day. For the vast majority of vehicles on the road, that's simply not true. Your car was designed to run on a specific type of fuel, and that information is printed right there in your owner's manual and usually inside the little fuel door. If it says regular, then filling up with premium does basically nothing except make the gas station a little richer and your wallet a little lighter every single fill up. Now, some high-performance engines genuinely do require premium, and if yours is one of them, by all means give it what it needs. But if your manual says regular, stop paying extra for a fancier number on the pump that your engine can't even tell the difference about. Check your manual one time, and then never overpay for fuel again. Easy win. Number 22, disposable single-use products. We've somehow been trained to buy things designed to be thrown straight in the trash over and over and over again. Disposable razors, paper towels by the truckload, single-use cleaning wipes, flimsy plastic, anything. Each pack feels cheap on its own, but you're buying them again next week, and the week after that, basically forever. That's the entire business model. You're not really buying a product, you're renting one until you throw it away. The reusable alternatives almost always cost a little more upfront and then pay for themselves many times over. A quality razor with replaceable blades shaves better and lasts for years. A few good cloth towels can replace roll after roll of paper. Reusable containers, rechargeable batteries, a sturdy water bottle, the list goes on and on. Spend a little more once, stop buying the same thing on repeat, and watch how much breathing room it gives your grocery budget over time. Your trash can will thank you too. Number 21. Buying name brand medicine when the generic is identical. This one can save you a surprising amount, especially if you ever find yourself in the pharmacy aisle feeling a bit under the weather. When you reach for that famous brand of pain reliever, allergy medicine, or cold remedy, take a second to look at the store brand sitting right next to it. Flip both boxes over and read the active ingredients. In the vast majority of cases, they are exactly the same in exactly the same dose. That's not a coincidence or some loophole, it's literally the law. Generic medications are required to contain the same active ingredients and work the same way as the brand name version. The only real difference is often the price, and a fancy name you recognize from 100 commercials. Those commercials, by the way, are a big part of why the brand costs more in the first place. So unless your doctor or pharmacist specifically tells you otherwise, grab the generic. Same relief, same science, sometimes less than half the price. Read the back of the box and let the big pharmacy brands keep their marketing budget to themselves. Number 20, vending machines and convenience store markups. Convenience is one of the sneakiest ways your money quietly slips away, and nothing illustrates it better than the vending machine and the corner convenience store. That bottle of soda, that bag of chips, that candy bar, you can buy the exact same item at a regular grocery store for a fraction of what it costs the moment it's sitting in a machine or behind a counter when you're in a hurry. You're not really paying for the snack, you're paying a premium for not having planned ahead. And look, I'll admit it, I've stood in front of a vending machine at 3 p.m. telling myself I'd earned it. We've all been there. But making it a habit is like paying a small tax on being unprepared, several times a week, every week. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. Buy your snacks and drinks in bulk at the grocery store, toss a few in your bag, or keep them in your desk drawer, and you'll cover those afternoon cravings for pennies on the dollar. A little planning, a whole lot of savings. Number 19, overpaying for your phone plan. Take a real look at your phone bill, the actual number, all in. A lot of people are paying way more than they need to every single month for cell service, simply because they signed up with one of the big-name carriers years ago and never thought about it again. Here's the part most folks don't realize. Many of the smaller, budget-friendly phone companies actually run on the exact same cell towers and networks as the big expensive ones. Same coverage, same signal, dramatically lower price. You could be getting essentially identical service for a fraction of what you're paying right now. For a lot of people, switching can cut their bill in half or more, which adds up to hundreds of dollars saved over a year for doing basically nothing different in your daily life. Spend 20 minutes comparing a few of these budget carriers, double check that they cover your area, and make the switch. It might just be the highest hourly rate you ever earn. Same phone, same calls, same scrolling, way less money. Number 18, buying books you never actually read. I love books, so this one is a little personal, but I have to call it out. There's a special kind of optimism in buying a brand new book. That little promise to yourself that this is the one you'll finally sit down and read cover to cover. And then it joins the slowly growing pile on your nightstand of books you fully intend to get to someday. If you actually read everything you bought, then full price all day, knock yourself out. But if your shelves are quietly filling up with beautiful unread spines, you're really just paying for good intentions. Here's the move. Your local library is an absolutely incredible resource that we collectively forget exists. You can borrow basically any book, often as an ebook or audiobook straight to your phone, completely free. Read it that way first. If it turns out to be a book you love so much you genuinely want to own it, then go buy it. You'll save a small fortune, and your nightstand will stop silently judging you. Borrow first, buy only the keepers. And hey, while we're on the subject, I'm always hunting for my next read, so drop your favorite book down in the comments. I'm not above stealing a good recommendation. Anyway, moving on. Number 17, pre-cut and pre-packaged convenience foods. Stroll through the grocery store and you'll notice the same ingredients sold two completely different ways, the whole version, and the pre-cut, pre-washed, pre-packaged convenience version sitting right beside it for a markup. Pre-sliced fruit, bag shredded cheese, those little containers of chopped onion, individually portioned everything. You are quite literally paying someone else extra money to use a knife for you. A block of cheese costs less than the pre-shredded bag and grates in about 30 seconds. A whole pineapple costs a fraction of the little tub of pineapple chunks. The trade-off is just a couple minutes of your time in the kitchen, which, let's be real, you can spare. Now, I won't pretend convenience never has its place. If buying pre-cut veggies is genuinely the only reason you actually eat vegetables instead of letting them rot in the crisper drawer, then by all means keep doing it. But for most things, doing a tiny bit of the prep yourself keeps a surprising amount of money in your pocket over a year of grocery runs. Buy the whole thing and spend 2 minutes with a knife. Number 16, paying full price when you didn't have to. This one isn't about not buying something. It's about not overpaying for the things you were already going to buy anyway. So many people walk up to the register or click that buy now button and pay the very first price they're shown, when a tiny bit of effort could have knocked a good chunk right off. Before you check out online, get in the habit of doing a quick search for a promo code. It takes about 30 seconds and works shockingly often. Use a cashback app or a browser extension that automatically gives you a percentage back on purchases you are making regardless. Check if the store will price match a competitor. Wait for a sale on the bigger stuff if you don't need it this exact second. None of this is complicated, and none of it means buying more. It just means refusing to leave money on the table out of pure laziness. Paying full price should be the exception, not the default. Spend 30 seconds looking and let the discounts come to you. Number 15, paying extra for a designer logo. Now this one might ruffle a few feathers, so hear me out. There's a real difference between paying for quality and paying for a logo, and the brands selling you status have spent billions blurring that line on purpose. A plain white t-shirt and a designer white t-shirt can be made from nearly identical fabric in nearly identical factories, and yet one costs 10 times more purely because of the tiny symbol stitched on the chest. You're not buying a better shirt. You're buying the right to advertise their brand for them and paying for the privilege of doing it. Remember that Roosevelt quote from the very beginning, "Comparison is the thief of joy." A huge chunk of luxury spending is just comparison in disguise. Buying things to signal something to people who, frankly, aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you think they are. Buy things because they're genuinely well made and you love them, not because of the name printed on the tag. Real quality speaks for itself. It doesn't need a giant logo to do the talking. Spend on the craftsmanship, not on the billboard you're wearing. Number 14, in-app purchases and mobile game microtransactions. Here's a sneaky one that's grown into an absolutely enormous industry: in-app purchases, especially inside mobile games. The game is free to download, which feels great, but the entire thing is carefully engineered to nudge you towards spending. Just 99 cents to skip the wait, a few dollars for some extra coins, a new character, that little boost to get past the level that suddenly became impossible. Each one feels totally harmless and small, and that is exactly the point. These purchases are designed by very smart people to be easy, painless, and frequent. And they add up far faster than anyone realizes, because you never actually feel like you're spending real money. It's just a tap. If you genuinely enjoy a game, there's nothing wrong with supporting it, but go check your App Store purchase history sometime. You might be honestly surprised at the total. Set yourself a hard monthly limit, or better yet, turn off one-tap purchasing so there's a moment of friction to make you stop and think. Don't let a free game quietly drain your bank account $1 at a time. Number 13. Buying a brand new car instead of a gently used one. Cars are easily one of the biggest financial decisions most people ever make, and we'll get into a couple more car traps a bit later, but this one applies to basically any vehicle you buy, no matter the size. Brand new cars lose a massive chunk of their value the very moment you drive them off the dealership lot. It's genuinely one of the worst returns on a major purchase out there. A new car can shed a huge percentage of its value in just the first few years, and you, the proud new owner, eat every single dollar of that loss. Here's the smarter play that a lot of wealthy people quietly use. Let someone else take that brutal first hit of depreciation for you. Buy a car that's just 2 or 3 years old. It's often barely distinguishable from new. It usually still has plenty of life, and sometimes warranty left, and someone else already absorbed the steepest drop in value. You get nearly the same car for thousands of dollars less. That new car smell honestly fades in a couple of weeks, but the money you save sticks around a lot longer. Let the original owner pay the new car tax, and you enjoy the rewards. Number 12. Buying tools and gear you'll only use once. This is one I think a lot of us are guilty of, especially anyone who likes a good weekend project. You need a specific tool for one specific job: a tile saw, a pressure washer, a fancy extension ladder, a carpet cleaner, so you go out and buy the thing. You use it once, feel very accomplished about yourself, and then it sits in your garage gathering dust for the next 5 years, taking up space and quietly mocking you. Now, for tools and equipment you'll genuinely use over and over, buying is often the right call. But for those one-off jobs, there's a much smarter option. Most hardware stores will rent you exactly what you need for a day for a tiny fraction of the purchase price. Even better, ask around. A neighbor, a friend, or a family member very likely already owns the thing and would happily lend it to you. There are even tool libraries and community sharing groups popping up in a lot of areas now. Borrow it, rent it, or split the cost with someone, and stop filling your garage with expensive paperweights you'll touch exactly one time. Number 11, buying brand new furniture and home goods. Furnishing a place can drain your bank account faster than almost anything, especially when you're starting fresh somewhere new and feel that pressure to fill every empty room right now. But here's the thing about brand new furniture. A lot like a new car, it loses a big chunk of its value the second it leaves the store and officially becomes used. That brand new couch you paid a small fortune for is worth dramatically less the moment it's sitting in your living room. So why pay full price for it? There is an absolute goldmine of barely used, high-quality furniture out there for a fraction of the original cost. Online marketplaces, estate sales, secondhand shops, people moving who just need their stuff gone today and will practically give it away. You can often find genuinely better made, more solid furniture secondhand than the flimsy flat pack stuff you'd buy new for even more money. Be a little patient, hunt around, and furnish your home with pieces that have plenty of life left in them. Let someone else eat the depreciation while you walk away with the quality. Your future self and your bank account will be glad you did. Number 10, meal kit delivery subscriptions. All right, last one before we get into the real heavy hitters, and this is a more modern trap that's absolutely exploded in popularity: the meal kit delivery subscription. You've seen the ads everywhere. A box shows up at your door packed with pre-measured ingredients and a recipe card, and you cook yourself a nice dinner. And hey, it's a genuine step up from ordering takeout every single night, I'll give it that much. But let's look at it honestly. You are paying a serious premium for the convenience of someone else doing your grocery shopping and portioning out your ingredients for you. When you actually break it down per serving, these kits often cost noticeably more than simply buying the same ingredients yourself at the store. And here's the kicker: any recipe you could ever want is sitting out there completely free on the internet. So you're essentially paying a monthly fee for recipes you could find in 30 seconds and groceries you could buy yourself for less. Now, if a meal kit is genuinely the thing that finally gets you cooking at home instead of hitting the drive-thru every night, then sure, it can absolutely be worth it as a stepping stone. But for most people, learning to plan a few meals and shop for them yourself is far cheaper. And that, conveniently, leads us perfectly into the rest of this countdown, where the real savings start. Number 9. Ordering takeout. Why you might not feel motivated to prepare a meal and do the dishes after a busy day at work is understandable. Drive-thrus on the way home, pizza delivered right to your door, or the Uber Eats app sending you notifications about their latest promotions. All of these factors can tempt you to splurge on a quick, convenient meal, and at least the last one can partially be blamed on Uber, but the rest is all on you. There could be service charges and tips in addition to the food. Dine-out expenses may pile up quickly. Your household's food budget will reduce as you learn to prepare more meals at home. You can learn to cook the meals you love to order at restaurants. Any recipe you can think of can be found for free on YouTube. You can go out and buy the necessary ingredients from your local grocery store for a fraction of the cost of a restaurant meal. Because you have control of what goes into the meal, you can buy even higher quality ingredients than what the restaurant uses. Remember, restaurants focus primarily on profit, not quality. You can make much better food at home for far less than the same meal at a restaurant and develop your cooking skills simultaneously. Naturally, it's perfectly normal to reward yourself and eat out once in a while, but the key is finding the balance. How much you can spend eating out depends significantly on your budget, so keeping track of your expenses is essential. Number 8. You binge watch cable television. If you find this relatable, I have 3 words for you. What's up, Grandpa? It's challenging to envision a time before cable and satellite television services were the norms. These businesses could charge more because they knew they had a large audience and minimal competition for live media streaming. But due to an extensive range of online streaming services like Netflix and Amazon Prime, which significantly reduce cost while boosting variety, that is no longer the case. I'll pretend that Netflix hasn't been making some pretty annoying changes lately. You can even keep watching local programs and sports that may have required a cable connection in the past. This is because of the new types of antennas that are available. You can spend less than you did on cable using various services, including Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Roku, and many others. So drop that cable service. The 21st century awaits you with open arms. Number 7. Purchasing goods merely for display and not for usage. Shopaholics will admit that they frequently use excessive shopping as therapy and aren't purchasing necessities. That may help to explain why so many people wind up filling their apartments and closets with unnecessary items, or even paying to store their belongings in storage. Shopping can turn into a habit that costs you money in multiple ways. Become more aware of your purchases and resolve only to buy what you need, not just what is currently on sale. Avoid temptation by avoiding shopping applications, websites, malls, and outlets. Those are the marketing strategies used by big box stores to lure people in. Don't be that person who falls for it. Your emergency fund, retirement, and savings accounts are much more fun to spend money on if you ask me. So if you must spend money, buy investments within your investment account. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later when you have these funds to carry you through tough times. Number 6. Buying too much food at the supermarket because it's on sale. We waste a lot of food here in the West, like a lot. Each year, 108 billion pounds of food is wasted in the United States alone, equating to 130 billion meals thrown away. Nearly 40% of all food in America is wasted. The last thing we need to do is waste even more food just because it's on sale. Consider the meals you'll create for the coming week and list the precise ingredients you'll need before you go grocery shopping. Just purchase the items on your list when you go to the store. Online grocery shopping can encourage you to purchase only the necessary items to prepare your meals. Remember, discounted food isn't doing you any favors if you're throwing out half of it because it's spoiled before you could eat it. Number 5. Not utilizing paid-for memberships or subscriptions. Think about all the apps on your phone you don't use, the gym you don't go to, and the magazines you don't read. Although they only cost a few dollars a month, the money is wasted because you aren't using them. It's simple to overlook them when you have auto pay on your credit cards. Take more notice of all the subscriptions while you review your credit card or bank statement every month. Call each company to cancel the subscription, or do it online or through the app. Instead of wasting money on useless apps and services, consider redirecting that money to things you would actually use and enjoy. Why not put that money towards a vacation fund for the summer? Sweet summer memories with family and friends certainly add more value to your life than that dumb app you don't even use anymore. Number 4. Paying the retail price for clothing. Let's face it, we all love to buy attractive clothing to look our best. Although, as my mother would say, I can be a bit of a slob from time to time and live out of my laundry bag. But for most people, this habit seems to increase almost exponentially during holidays and vacations. It's almost a societal expectation to do tons of clothes shopping around Christmas and New Year's. We spend lots of money on clothing we feel necessary, but we don't realize how much cheaper we could have bought similar quality clothing. The truth is that we can probably survive with only a portion of our existing wardrobe. I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to clothing, I'm more of a quality over quantity kind of guy. I prefer to have just a few clothes that look good, provide comfort, and last a long time. This might be an unpopular opinion, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As a matter of fact, the benefits of having fewer outfits go beyond just your finances. Even from a psychological point of view, not having to decide what to wear every morning can feel like a blessing. While most of us don't see this as a huge problem, the minor inconveniences often lead to unnecessary stress and misery. From a financial perspective, deciding what you need before going clothes shopping makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, you'll impulsively buy anything you like and justify the purchase because it's on sale. Remember, just because an item is on sale doesn't mean you're saving money. You're only given the illusion of saving money. Number 3. Buying an expensive large vehicle. If you're in America, chances are you know someone with a large pickup truck. And putting aside the jokes about overcompensating, let's address this from a financial perspective. Large trucks, such as Ford pickups, are known for being gas guzzlers and often suffer from reliability issues. Over the years, this will result in much higher fuel and maintenance costs. To be fair, Ford pickups have utility for many people, especially people who often need to move large items or tow a trailer. But if your reason for buying a large vehicle is emotional or to impress others, chances are you'll regret it. If you must splurge on a larger vehicle and have a large budget, maybe consider a Tesla Model Y or Model X. I own a Model Y and absolutely love it. While it's not too suitable for towing a trailer or RV, it offers lots of space for cargo and passengers. It has extra compartments not found on gas cars since EVs don't have engines. Did I mention that electric cars are far cheaper to maintain as they have fewer moving parts and electricity is much cheaper than gas? Elon, if you're watching this, can I get some reward for all this free advertising? Number 2, paying a third party to make simple auto repairs. Okay, some of you are probably rolling your eyes at this one. After all car maintenance is complicated and dangerous, right? Well, no, not really. You can learn many simple things to do yourself, such as oil changes, swapping out summer or winter tires if they're on separate rims, refilling wiper fluid, and maintaining tire pressure. Some of these things will require specific tools and maybe a quick YouTube tutorial, but in most cases, you can do all of these things yourself relatively quickly. The first couple of times might take longer than expected, but once you get the hang of it, it will become routine and easy. You can save hundreds of dollars per year on car maintenance if you take care of the basics yourself. Why don't you use the money you usually pay the mechanic to buy tools that you can do it yourself? Your mechanic probably won't be too thrilled about this, but your wallet will definitely appreciate it. Number 1, buying the latest technology. Businesses release new products or upgrades to existing products every year. But here's the truth. In most cases, the upgrades are minor and won't make your experience using the product noticeably better. You don't need to buy the latest mountain bike if your current one works perfectly. You don't need to buy the newest MacBook Pro just because a tech YouTuber's review got you excited. Instead of buying the latest version, why not buy 1 or 2 generations older? You can purchase used iPhones for less than half the original retail price, and they usually work great for at least a few years. Focus on real utility. Don't get distracted by fancy, unnecessary features. Trust me, you won't even care about them after a few days of use. Making these small changes can add up to thousands of dollars in savings per year. You just need to prioritize utility over looks.